For the campaign project, I did not have much trouble deciding who I was going to support in this year's election. A close family friend of mine, Luann Klug, has been representing Ward 3 on the City Council for 12 years and is running for re-election. As president of the city's Mayor's Youth Council, I have attended many city council meetings and have agreed with her viewpoints on many of the issues presented. I asked Luann what she believes the voters like about Papillion.
And one of my favorite things to ask the constituents I'm talking with is, what do you like living, what about Papillion? Why do you live here? What the heck? And you know what the answer is? It's safe, it's quiet, I don't have any worries, I like the school systems.
As far as tasks that Luann has been doing and things she needed help with, I asked her what she believed were the most effective means of campaigning.
Absolutely word of mouth. The more times I can get out and see people, whether it's at community events like the Papillion Days or the pancake feeds at the fire department, the old German Christmas, Hy-Vee, Starbucks, any place that you're at that you're kind of puts you in that real perspective, and people are like, yeah, I can talk to her when I have an issue. But if you want, like now during the campaign time, it's absolutely being on people's doorsteps and actually talking to them one-on-one.
My main focus of volunteer work was going door to door handing out flyers with a group of 4 people, fulfilling Miss Klug's value of name recognition. I talked to many people briefly and gave them contact information if they wanted to speak with her directly. A challenge that definitely came up was the weather. This year we were very fortunate, but it was still a bit brisk outside. Also, at times we would come upon no soliciting signs, which was also a bit of an obstacle during the campaign. Although Luann is an incumbent of the City Council, we were presented with the new challenge of her ward being changed and expanded, and how that complicated the campaign.
It's very difficult, very difficult. When I first started, my ward actually started on the other side of 84th Street, clear down at Lincoln. And now I have just a small portion of Lincoln, and it heads out across 370. When I started, I had 1 grade school, Trumbull Park. I now have 3. So it keeps changing who I'm talking to. And I think that makes it much more difficult for me with that big of a changing ward, because there is no name recognition. For example, we brought in Glenwood and we brought in Woodland Creek this year. Those are 2 whole subdivisions of people that this is the first time they get to vote at City Council. So they're really excited, they really want to get out there, but they don't have any name recognition per se. It's small enough that maybe they do, but you really have to be aware of what's going on. So the changing boundaries that I keep having make it very difficult, and it's not going to stop. If you look at the growth of Papillion, we have all of Walnut Creek, we have all of Shadow Lake housing area, we have Savannah Shores, and it just keeps going and going. So this is going to be the most dynamic ward with respect to, you're going to have to really work and work hard to make that connection with the new citizens while staying in contact with the current citizens.
Due to the close family-friendly area I live in, I knew most everybody that I worked with, neighbors, friends, etc., who were all very energetic and supportive of Luann and her mission. My perception of Luann did not change during the campaign, and I am looking forward to volunteering on November 6th, Election Day, to hold signs for her outside of voting venues to get any uninformed voter support, and I would definitely volunteer with any future projects or campaigns that she needs support in. One thing I did find interesting was receiving flyers from the opposing candidate in our front doorstep and comparing what he says Luann believes in versus what she truly does actually believe in. She told me a story about one time
I walked up to and introduced myself, and I mean, they were mad. They were mad. I mean, they were pulled back. I need to know why you're putting in $1 million water fountain. Nobody needs $1 million water fountain. And I'm like, ooh, okay, you know. And at the end, we were laughing and we were talking, and it was just misinformation.
Throughout this project, I mainly learned the importance of advertising and campaigning during election and how misleading anything political can be. I had a great time helping Luann, and we are all hoping for the best for her on November 6th.